All right, good morning and welcome to this Active Flow and Breathwork class. My name is Brian and I am delighted to be here with you today. Today's class is going to be an exploration of some mindful movements, some gentle opening of the body, followed by a little bit of activating and balancing breath, and then ending as always in our deep integrative rest. We will be here about 50 minutes this morning, give or take, feeling into ourselves. So, as always, before we start, let me remind you of our first guiding principle: support precedes action. So ensure that you have what you need for your support in your practice today: blocks, straps, bolsters, blankets, eye shades, chairs, tissues, anything that you need to support yourself. Have it available and then utilize it to support yourself in your practice. Secondarily, remember that it is your practice. So I will be offering and suggesting and inviting you to do some things from over here. However, you are in the privacy of your own space by design, and you are only required to be present and to breathe. Everything else is an option. So listen to the wisdom of your own body, honor that body and that wisdom by giving your body what it's asking for. Your body knows what it needs and knows how to find. So come out of any posture at any time, take any alternate posture at any time, modify as you need to in order to support yourself. Feel free to stop at any time that you get a little lost or you lose your connection to your breath. Just stop, regain your connection to your breath, and re-begin. Okay, as always, we will start by landing, grounding, raising gratitude, and setting our intention. And we do that first by finding ourselves in a supported posture, whatever that means to you. So maybe your feet are on the floor underneath your knees while you're seated in a chair. Maybe you're sitting on your mat or on your cushion. However you are, wherever you are, just feel into whatever part of your body is in contact with something. Bring your awareness to that physical sensation of connection and open your mind to the possibility that that physical sensation of connection between your body and whatever it's touching is support. Feel into what it is like to be supported in this moment. Consider the possibility that support is always available in this moment. And while digesting that thought, I invite you to imagine you could root down into those places where your body is connecting. And by rooting down, you could establish the supports necessary to lengthen through your side body, lengthen through your spine, lengthen through your crown. And as you lengthen through the spine and crown, experiment with tucking the chin and shaking the head a little bit, left to right, up and down, in order to feel the release at the back of the neck so that you can feel the full length of your spine. And then holding your spine elongated and aligned, notice the sensation and experience of that elongation and alignment in your body. Just notice what happens for you when the spine aligns and elongates. And then I invite you to turn your attention to your breathing, to find your inhalation as it appears underneath your nasal passages, and to begin to breathe in and out through your nostrils, following your inhalation into your body, wherever it may go, without stress, strain, or exertion. Following your exhalation out of your body, letting go completely, releasing all that is no longer needed. And as you establish that awareness on your breath, just hold your awareness right there and notice how the next inhale arrives just as it is needed. And follow that inhale in and that exhale out. And then as you continue to hold your awareness on your breath, notice perhaps how everything else begins perhaps to slip away. And we center into being present, just knowing that we're breathing in when we're breathing in, and knowing that we're breathing out when we're breathing out. And as you're breathing in on your next inhale, I invite you to float your hands to your heart space in a way that brings awareness to your heart, to turn your awareness into your heart space and to allow to arise in your heart space a sense of gratitude. Any one thing for which you are grateful today, maybe for you today, just the possibility of gratitude. And whatever it is that arises when gratitude is called forth, I invite you to see that clearly in your mind's eye right now. Look in your heart and see what arises for you when gratitude is called forth. I invite you to anchor your gratitude in your heart space and to hold it there for the duration of your practice today. And then finally, if you choose, I'll invite you to set an intention for your practice today. And perhaps that intention is simply that, to just hold your gratitude in your heart space, or to just be right there with each inhale. And whatever your intention is, I invite you now to state it to yourself. Hear yourself in your mind's ear as you state your intention in a clear and declarative voice, as if it is already done. And then perhaps listening for the echoes of your intention as they reverberate in your being. I invite you to take a full inhale. And as you exhale, if you choose to allow your chin to drop gently towards your grateful and intentional heart, and if you'd like, offer a benediction to seal your intention as I say, Namo, Namaste. And then release your hands, lift your chin, take a full inhale, cleansing breath, full inhalation. And a complete exhale, sigh it out, let go completely, and then find your way to your mat on your back. We're going to begin on our backs today. We'll begin on exploration of some gentle movement here to open up the body and wake us up this morning. So come down onto your back on your mat. Okay, and find that length in the body beginning initially. So heels and toes together, toes toward the ceiling, hands down by the sides, long through the crown, and then experiment with your pelvic bowl so you feel your lower spine on the mat. You want to eliminate, a lot of us have a little arch at the lower spine. You want to eliminate that lower spine arch and have our lower spine be supported on the mat. Feel the mat against the entire back side of your body. And as you inhale, take the arms overhead, interlock the thumb either way. As you inhale, press through the heels and dorsiflex the toes back toward the face. Lengthen through the fingertips and just take a long good morning stretch here along the back side of your body. Breathe in and breathe out. Inhale here. And as you exhale, release the toes back to neutral. Switch the interlock of your thumb. And then as you inhale, get long again. Good morning stretch. But this time, flex the toes away from the face and get long across the top side of the body. Long through the fingertips, long through the crown, long through the toes. Long along the front of the body. Breathe in and breathe out. Bring the palms together. Cross the right ankle over top of the left. Take the feet to the lower left corner of your mat. Press your palms and take your arms towards the upper left corner of your mat. So you're opening up the right side body here. Just a gentle stretch. Just feeling into a little lateral stretch here. A little reverse C or reverse banana look. Whatever works for you in terms of understanding your shape. Just reach in here and breathe. Release that breath. Inhale, come back to center. Uncross your ankles and crossing the opposite leg. Left leg over right. Pressing the palms. Take the feet to the lower right corner of your mat. Take your arms to the upper right corner of your mat. And again, making that banana or C shape, opening the left side of the body. Breathe in. Full inhale. And full exhale. Inhale here, come back to center, release the ankles from each other, bring the hands down by the sides. Walk the heels in toward the hips, bring the knees toward the ceiling, and then walk your feet out to the wide side of your mat. Take your arms out from your shoulders to create some space, and then gently let the knees fall left and then right. So with your breath, on the exhale, you let the knees fall over. On the inhale, you bring them back to neutral, touching, exhale, over the other side. Little windshield wiper action of legs, just opening the hips a little bit here, just gently waking up the body this morning. So we're not trying to go too far. There's nowhere to go. You're already here. You're on your mat. You made it here. This is your victory for the day. You made it here on your mat. And own your victory. Be nice to yourself. be gentle to yourself. This is loving expression of awakening for yourself. One more time here. Inhale the knees back to center. Walk the feet back in towards each other. Knees press together. Bring the knees into the chest. Reach up and squeeze a little bit. And then rock a little bit side to side, releasing any tension that might have accumulated in the SI joint there, the lower back, the top of the buttocks. And you're just breathing into this beautiful morning, waking up. Now, we're going to engage a little bit here through the core. So now, before we do that, let's gently open the hips. So bring the feet back down to the mat, and then allow the soles of the feet to come together as the knees fall open. Now, adjust the placement of the heels with respect to the hips to find that place where you're most supported here. Maybe you take your blocks and place them under your knees to support yourself. Maybe you bring your hands lightly to your abdomen so that you can feel that your abdomen is relaxed in this posture. This is a recline bound angle posture here. It's a wonderful hip opener, just gentle here. And then just experiment with with that positioning of your knees and your heels toward your hips in order to find a place to breathe. We're just going to be here for a little bit. Take a couple breaths here. So big inhale here. And exhale here. Breathe in. And breathe out. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. Take your hands to the outside of your thighs. Gently bring your knees back together. Readjust your heels to your hips. And then just extend your left leg long along the mat and bring your right knee in toward your right shoulder and chest. Reach up maybe just below the knee. Squeeze a little bit. Maybe just provide a little bit of support here to open through the hip girdle. You'll feel that long stretch through your groin. Breathing in here and breathing out here. Inhale. Exhale. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. As you exhale, release the right leg long and bring the left knee in toward the left shoulder and chest. Reach up and squeeze just below the knee. If you're crossing your hands below your knees, switch to cross your hands to that up other way, that awkward way, and just breathe in here, pulling the knee in toward the chest, feeling that opening through the hip girdle, through the groin. Right leg is long and relaxed. Left knee is in as you breathe in. And breathe out. As you inhale here, relaxing the crown. Exhale here. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. Release the left leg long. Bring both knees into the chest. Give them both a little squeeze, maybe a little rock, just to find a little balance and release here. And then we're going to alternate pistoning the legs here. So extend the left leg long, bring the right knee in. Take your hands down by your side, palms down, press into the forearm and palm. Make sure the lower back is supported on the mat. Now, the height of your left leg will determine how much support you're getting from your spine. So if your left leg is toward the ceiling, you'll be using the full spine, and then at whatever angle along that wall that your left leg is, that the amount of spinal support you'll have. If your left leg is just hovering lightly above the mat, you're fully engaged through the core and the hip flexors. We're going to work with our breath here. As you inhale, bring the left knee in and extend the right leg long or up or wherever it is. And then just work with your breath here. Inhale, right knee and left leg long. Exhale, and left knee and right leg. And you got this. We're pistoning the legs, right? We're engaging through the core. We're waking up that power center at the navel where our self-will and self-discipline resides. We're engaging the heat that the body, we're bringing a little heat to the body now. And we're just feeling into being alive and being awake and being fully present here on our mat as we work to mindfully move the body. So remember, we're moving with the breath. We're aligning the breath with the movement. So the movement starts when the breath starts, and the movement stops when the breath stops. And we're just breathing here. Ah, what is it like to be alive today, to breathe into this moment of joy at being alive, at being given this body, working this body here, breathing. Whew. Maybe you feel that heat begin to rise. Maybe you feel that presence working with your breath at your rhythm and your pace. Couple more here. Maybe you're feeling this now. Yeah, good morning. Full inhale, complete exhale. And then extend both legs long. Release the heels, let the toes fall open, turn the palms up, take a deep breath into the belly. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Let everything go and notice what shifted for you. A couple minutes of practice and we're in a different place, believing in ourselves, breathing in here. Breathing out here. Inhaling. And exhaling. All right, let's roll gently to our bellies, either direction. We'll work a little bit on the back side of the body. Bring the hands down by the side. Turn the palms down so you feel those forearms pressing against the mat. Release the toes long, the tops of the feet into the mat. Press into the tops of the feet initially so you feel the knees engage. Bring your chin, your nose, your forehead to the mat. And then as you inhale, just lengthen through your toes and through your crown. And you may notice your face begin to lift off the mat. And just a slight little back bend here, very gentle. And then you continue to lengthen through the crown and the toes and just notice where you are. Hands are supporting you, tops of the feet are supporting you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. As you exhale, lower down, turn your left or right cheek to the mat. Let your palms fall up, let your heels fall open, and just take a breath. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Cleansing breath here. Full inhalation. Complete exhale. Bring your heels back together. Bring your nose face back to the mat. Now bring your hands underneath your shoulders so the thumb is right at the breast line. And then feeling into this support, again, press through the toes, feel the knees engaged, lengthen through the toes and the crown, bring the crown up. A little bit of pressure in the fingertips perhaps. Heel of the palm, supporting ourselves. Drop the shoulders away from the ears, lengthen through the crown, bring the heart forward. This is your cobra. Breathe in here. Breathe out here. Inhale. Exhale. A full inhalation. As you exhale, lower down, turn your left cheek and ear to the mat. Bring your hands back by your hips. Let your heels fall open and take a breath. Full inhale. Cleansing breath. Sigh it out. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhale. A complete exhale. On your inhale, bring your heels back together. Bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Turn the face and then press yourself up into your tabletop. So the knees are underneath the hips. The hands are underneath the shoulders, maybe slightly ahead to give yourself length for your torso. You're long through the toes. You're long through the crown. You're long through the hips. Yeah, feeling this length here. We're going to work the spine, a little bit of flexibility here, flexion and inflection, or arching and rounding. So on the inhale, we're going to arch the lower spine, let the chest come forward, let the crown come high, let the hips go high. And then on the exhale, we're going to round the spine, let the chin come toward the chest, feel the hips roll under. And maybe there's a little movement in the torso to find that freedom, Then you're going to just do this with your breath. Inhale, arch and lift. Exhale, round and release. And then experiment with your own body and your own movement and your own breath to find that feeling of freedom that comes. Your rhythm, your pace, your breath, your practice. We want to work the spine. We move the spine in all directions to feel the freedom of the cerebrospinal fluid moving up and down the body, keeping us young, flexible, mobile. And always, we're calm and steady and focused on the breath and moving within our own body. One more time here. Inhale, center. Exhale, press the hips back toward the heels. Release the forehead toward the mat. Come into your extended wisdom pose. Release your hips back to your heels. Breathe into this. This is a wisdom pose or child's pose. Feel into the wisdom of this pose. Maybe pop up on your fingertips. Feel the length on the underside of the arms. Press the hips back to the heels. Maybe you feel the heels supporting the hips. Maybe not. Maybe your hips and buttocks don't touch your heels. It's okay. Release your forehead. Maybe a little massage of the forehead from temple to temple. Breathe in here. On your next exhale, release your hands back by your feet, palms up. Feel the shoulders release. Full expression of child's pose here, wisdom pose. Is there wisdom in this pose? Breathe in here. Breathe out here. All right. On your inhale, take the arms forward, walk the fingertips out, and then bring yourself to your tabletop. Now, on the exhale, curl the toes. Press down and back through the ball of the foot and the heel of the foot, feeling into how your supports in your fingertips and the heel of your palm provide a little bit of lift. Notice as you press back through the heels, you get a little bit of lift. Maybe your knees come off the mat, maybe not. Feel into that. Begin to lift the hips toward the ceiling, straightening the legs a little bit. Keep the knees bent as you release the crown toward the mat. Lift the hips high and then back toward the wall behind you. Press the chest and stomach back toward the thighs and then let the heels drop in the direction of the bottom of your mat. This is your downward facing dog. Take a full inhale here. Breathe in. Deep into the back of the body. And a complete exhale. Bend your right knee and press back through your left heel as you inhale deep into the back of the body. Exhale, bend the left knee and press back through the right heel as you breathe into the back of the body. Full inhale. Exhale, bend both knees, lift the hips up and back, and then release both heels in the direction of the mat. Full inhale here. Open your mouth if you like, sigh it out. Downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full inhalation. A complete exhale. As you exhale, look up between your hands and then gently walk your feet forward between your hands, bringing yourself into your first forward fold. Outside of the feet are parallel with the outer part of the mat. Crown is released. Forehead's moving toward the shins. Hips are lifting up and back. Hands are released. Or maybe you grab your opposite elbow in your hands. A little bracing here, a little support. Either in front of or maybe even behind the legs. And then you just experiment with this posture. Find your balance in your feet. Your support is in your feet. So feel into the four corners of the feet, the toes. Feel into the release at the back of the lower body. Feel into the release at the back of the neck. Maybe straighten the leg or the opposite leg. Maybe switch the bracing. Change your hands on your elbows. Feel how that changes your balance and support. Breathe here. See where we are. I love it. All right, release the hands for a moment. Bring the palms to the shins for support. Brace yourself, support yourself. Support precedes action. Supporting yourself with your palms on your shins, straighten the arms and lift the torso so that the crown goes long to the top of the mat, parallel to the mat. We're breathing in behind the heart, full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Keeping long through the torso on your exhale, let the hands slide away. Let the forehead come toward the shins. Come back into your forward fold. Breathe in here. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Bring the hands back to the shins. Brace and inhale. Come to a flat back. Breathe in. Exhale. Release. Forward fold. Stay long. Now bend the knees slightly. Feel how the weight settles in the feet. And then keeping the knees slightly bent, keeping the chin tucked, slowly roll the torso upright, one vertebra at a time from the lower back. As the torso comes upright, the shoulders will naturally roll up and down. The chin will naturally lift parallel to the floor. The crown will go long. Hands will fall alongside the hips. Palms turn forward, fingers extend toward the mat, crown gets long toward the ceiling. Zip in. Imagine you're bringing your heels together, feel the engagement on the inside of the legs, and then settle into your supports here. Let the blood flow return from the head to the heart. Check in with your heart space, with your gratitude, with your intention. And then find yourself standing on your own 2 feet, on your mat, having your own back. And then notice for a moment, just take a notice of what's changed for you since we started this practice. Just a few minutes of practice, a little bit of opening of the body can definitely make a shift in our experience, in our mind state. So find your intention, find your gratitude, find your breath. On your inhale, take your arms high. Get long through the fingertips, take the thumbs to the wall behind you. You'll feel perhaps like you're doing a back bend, but actually you're just getting straight. And then as you exhale, press the palms as you bring them down through prayer. Press back through your hips and release your crown toward the mat, your forehead toward your shins, your hands to your feet, coming into your forward fold. On your inhale, brace if you like on your shins, flat back, breathe behind the heart. On the exhale, hinge and fold, forward fold. On the inhale, we root by bending the knees and pushing down through the feet. We slowly roll upright, taking the arms up through tall mountain. And then on the exhale, we release the hands and come back into our mountain posture. Full inhale here. Gratitude and intention in our practice here. We're going to move with the breath. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root and rise. Gather as you go through tall mountain. Greet the sun, greet the day. Exhale, release the hands. Find your mountain, find your intention, find your gratitude, find your breath. Inhale, take the arms high. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Place the hands beside the feet and step the right foot back into a lunge. Drop the right knee and the top of the right foot. Press down into the left heel, back through the right knee. And then maybe find a little torso lift. Maybe pick up your fingertips. Maybe bring your hands to your knee. Press the palms to straighten the arms and straighten the torso. This is your supported low lunge. Breathe into this. Feel that engagement through the hips. Down through that right thigh. Down through the left calf. Breathe here. Full inhale. Complete exhale. If you like, on your next inhale, maybe take your hands out and up. Inhale here. Exhale here. Full inhalation. As you exhale, bring the hands down, frame the foot. Curl the toes of the right foot, lift the right knee. Step step the left foot back to join the right, lifting the hips, pressing back, coming into your downward dog. Take a full inhale in down dog. And a complete exhale in down dog. Inhale here. Exhale here. As you exhale, look up between your hands and bring your right foot forward between your hands, and then drop your left knee in the top of your left foot. Press down into that right heel, that left knee. Maybe straighten the torso, maybe pick up the hands, maybe bring the hands to the knee, maybe straighten the arms to lift the torso. Supported low lunge on this side. Feel that engagement through the right calf, through the left thigh. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe on your inhale, take the arms high. Exhale. A full inhalation. On the exhale, bring the hands down, frame the foot, curl the toes, lift the left knee, and step the left foot forward to join the right. Forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root and rise through tall mountain. Exhale, release the hands. Roll the shoulders, take a breath, check in. Now you know where we're going, so let's do this one movement, one breath. Inhale, the arms high. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold hands beside the feet. Right foot back, right knee down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink in. Inhale here. Exhale, hands down, frame the foot, curl the toes, step the left foot back, press back, downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale here, look up between the hands. Exhale, right foot forward, left knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, sink it. Inhale here. Exhale, hands down, frame the foot, curl the toes, step the left foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root and rise through tall mountain. Exhale, release the hands, roll the shoulders, take a breath. Ooh, let's do that again. This time, if you like, when you come back into, inhale the arms high. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold hands beside the feet, right foot back. You might want to leave the right knee lifted this time. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink in. Inhale here. Exhale, hands down, frame the foot, step back, press back, downward facing dog, full inhalation. Complete exhale. Inhale, look up between the hands. Exhale, right foot forward. You can drop the knee if you like or stay lifted. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sink in. Inhale here. Exhale, hands down, frame the foot, step forward, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root and rise. Exhale, release the hands. Roll the shoulders, take a breath. Check in with your intention, check in with your gratitude. Find yourself here in your mountain. Establish yourself here. Now, we're going to begin a sequence of one-pointed balance. I'll turn face with you. You can stay where you are if you like. Mindful of your support. So with one-footed balance postures, you may need additional support, may want additional support. Put a chair next to you, maybe move closer to your wall so you have the ability to use the wall for support. We're just going to experiment with a little bit of work here. So find your feet underneath your hips. Establish yourself in your right foot. Press down through the right heel and the right ball of the foot. Lengthen through the crown. As you do that, maybe you feel that left heel begin to lighten. Maybe you just lift the left heel. Maybe you pick up the left foot entirely. Maybe you bring the left knee so that the left hamstring, the back of the left thigh, is parallel to the floor. Now, feel free to use your arms for additional support and balance if you like. Again, you got your chair, you got your wall, you got your practice here. All right, breathing here. Find that focus is balance. So find a drishti, a gazing point, something that's not moving beyond the tip of your nose. Bring your focus to that point. That is your balance. Your strength comes from your breath. Breath is strength. Using the breath to hold you in position here, you're balanced and focused. Now, if you like, you can begin to experiment with opening that knee outward and inward. Maybe one more time. And then gently bring your left foot back to the mat. Pedal your feet, shake that out. Notice the difference, how it feels on one side of your hip to the other side. That right hip might be fired up a little bit now. And let's go to the left side. Bring our attention and focus into our left foot. Root down into the left foot, the heel and the ball of the foot, lengthen through the crown and the hip. And then begin to feel that right heel, maybe lifting. Perhaps, maybe the right foot comes up. Anywhere here is your practice. Find your space. Maybe lift your right knee so that the right thigh is parallel to the mat. And again, establish yourself. And focus is balance. So find that focal point. Breath is strength. Find your breath. Steady and sure. Calm, steady, focused on the breath. Moving within our own body, if you like, begin to experiment with opening that knee out to the side and back to center. Maybe one more time. And then release the right foot down. Pedal the feet, shake that out. Woo. All right, we're going to come into our tree posture now. Now, tree posture is just a variation of what we just did. So find yourself on your right side. Root down into that right foot. Maybe that left heel picks up. Now, rotate the left knee and the left hip so that that knee opens up. And then bring the sole of the left foot against the inside of the right ankle or the right calf. Or maybe if you have flexibility, you bring it up inside of the right thigh. Not on the knee. Never put the foot on the knee. The knee is stabilizing us here. This is our posture. Can you find your gazing point? Maybe bring your hands to prayer. Establish yourself here. Breath is strength. Balance is focus. If you like, maybe, whoa, maybe not. Maybe you grow your tree. Feeling the sun above you, your branches, maybe not. And if you wobble and you fall, it's okay. We're just doing yoga. It's just mindful work. Little instability, and you'll notice for yourself, perhaps like I do, that each side is different. And wherever you are, release your branches. Maybe the wind blows lightly through your branches. You release your branches. You roll that knee back forward and bring that foot back down, and then pedal that out. And we'll go to the left side. Rooting down into the left. Picking up the right heel, rotating the right hip, bringing the sole of the right foot against the inside of the left ankle, left calf, or maybe up in the left thigh. Maybe not. Every day is different. Minding myself today. Establish your practice. Establish your posture. They're not going to happen today. And that's acceptance. Some days it just doesn't happen like it always does. And then finding your supports. Rooting down to lift and lengthen. And then maybe growing your branches. And then maybe the wind Gently blowing through your branches. You free your branches. Release the knee, release the foot. Whoo, wonderful stuff. All right. I'm going to try. Let me see where we are. Yeah, we got time. We'll do one more. So we're going to go into our eagle posture. So rooting down into the right, establishing balance and focus, picking up the left heel. Now we're going to cross the left thigh atop of the right. So we're pressing that back of the left thigh against the top of the right thigh. The left foot goes outside. Whoo! And if you could establish this first, and then we'll take our arms out. And, oh man, I'm having some challenges today myself. Yeah, so maybe this is your edge and maybe this is your work. Maybe just bring your hands to prayer. Maybe this is where you are. You're bending slightly into that right knee, so you're kind of sitting into a semi-chair posture. If you like, the left elbow will come under the right, forearms will wrap, back of the palms maybe press against each other, maybe the left thumb goes in the third eye. And we're breathing here. Ooh. And wherever you are, gently straighten, release the arms, release the leg, and come on. Be curious here, gentle inquiry, compassionate and loving with ourselves. And we're just exploring. Finding the left side, pick up the right foot, cross the right thigh lightly over as you sink a little bit into your hips to press those thighs together. So you're in this sort of half chair, and then the arms will go out. This time the right elbow will go under, forearms will wrap, or just bring your hands to prayer. Maybe the right thumb into the third eye. Sinking in a little deeper. Breathing, noticing the difference one side to the other. If you're like me and you've had some work done on your right leg, you may find that you have a little less stability over there. You're just working with what you got. Wherever you are, maybe just fly out of your posture and release. All right, we're going to do one more dynamic movement, and then we'll come into our twist, and then we'll do our breath. All right, dynamic movement today is going to be our squats. And so the feet are maybe slightly wider than the hips, the toes are maybe slightly pointed out, creating a little space. The arms will come out from the shoulders, palms down. This creates a little balance point for you. Now remember, it's your squat. So your squat may just be a couple of inches, and that's okay. Maybe you have a chair or a bolster here. You want to bring your hands to the bolster to support yourself. Wherever you are, your squat is to the place where your heels begin to come off the mat. That is your edge. Do not lift the heels. The heels stay planted. We're supported here. And then you're just working with your squat. All right. Be here for a minute or so. Find your posture. Extend. The inhale is up. The exhale, we lower the hips into our squat. Finding our squat. And then we inhale up. And exhale down. And then we begin to move with our rhythm and our pace and our breath in our own practice. Again, find your focal point. Be in your breath. Check in with your gratitude. Check in with your intention. Check in with the wonder and the beauty and the joy that may arise when we realize we get to do this to start our day. We get to start our day with this beautiful practice. Mindful resilience, active breath, present, grateful, intentional. Couple more here, just stay with it. And inhale up. Exhale, release the hands. Bring the feet underneath the hips. Turn the palms forward and just take a deep cleansing breath. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale here. Exhale here. A full deep inhalation. A complete exhale. Gently bring yourself back to your seat. Establish yourself in your supported seat. Take a moment to provide yourself with any support you may need here. Maybe take a moment to clear your passageways. Before we move into our breath work. Okay. So we're going to balance, and then we're going to center, and then we're going to rest. So our balancing breath is an alternate nostril breath. We're going to breathe in and out through the left nostril, and then in and out through the right nostril, and then in and out through both nostrils. And then we're going to add arm movement. As we center in and come into our guided rest. So bring your mental awareness to your left nostril. And then begin to breathe in and out through the left nostril. Now, if you have a hand mudra and you'd like to use a hand mudra to support you, that's absolutely fine. But we're just breathing in and out through the left nostril. Full inhale. And complete exhale, finding our own rhythm and our own pace and our own breath in our own practice. On your next inhale, take a full inhalation. And then switch your mental awareness to your right nostril and begin to breathe out and in through the right nostril. On your next inhale, take a full inhale. And exhale. Then bring your awareness to both your nostrils and begin to breathe in and out through both nostrils. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Finding your rhythm and your pace and your breath in your practice. Body is very still. Awareness is on the breath in the nostrils. And the focus is at the brow point. Take a full inhale. And a complete exhale. All right. Now we're going to finish with a cooling breath today, Sheet-Kali. Now we'll do Sheet-Kari today. It's a little easier. So we'll do Sheet-Kari today. So the inhale is through the mouth, over the, or through the teeth. So imagine that you're doing a corny photo and you're going to make the cheesiest grin you can make. Big, wide, cheese-eating grin. That's your position of your mouth for the inhale. You're inhaling in over the teeth and over the tongues and over the salivary glands. And the exhale is out through the nose. Okay, very simple, very straightforward. Hands are on the knees, thumb and forefinger lightly touching, Gyan Mudra, palms up for inspiration, palms down for additional grounding. Lengthen the spine, tuck the chin, relax the shoulders, create your big grin, and begin. Inhaling in over the teeth and tongue, exhaling out the nose down the front of the body. Full inhales, complete exhales. No stress, no strain, no overexertion, just full inhales. And you may begin to feel how this breath is a cooling breath. Breathing in over the tongue and salivary glands, like a natural cooling motion, cooling action. A gentle exhale out the nostrils, down the front of the body, releasing any tension in the body, releasing all that is no longer needed. Breathing here. Just allow everything to settle, to be still. Last iteration here, inhaling. Exhale, release the posture, release the shaping of the breath, release yourself into a supported posture of rest. Let go completely here. You're done, be done. And if you like, take a moment to provide yourself with any additional supports you may want for your rest posture. Maybe you have a blanket or a shawl or and settle in and let go and just allow yourself to be still. Release any analysis of the practice, let go of any comparative states. Just be here in this moment, in this breath, in this moment, in this place, just as you are, and just allow yourself to be here. Feel into your experience. Just notice with gentle curiosity how you feel, where you feel. Perhaps noticing any small areas of tension or tightness without any need to do anything. There's nothing you need to do here. You are perfectly imperfect just as you are right here in this moment. There's nothing you need to do. Feel into being at rest, allowing yourself to be just as you are, accepting yourself just as you are, surrendering to this moment just as you are, trusting in yourself just as you are. And if perchance you notice that your attention has wandered away, I invite you to bring gratitude to that noticing, and then to gently and compassionately return your focus to your breath. On your next inhale, I invite you to re-establish your connections with your body, perhaps wiggling your toes and your fingers, maybe rotating your wrists and your ankles. Reconnecting with your breath and your body. On your next inhale, I invite you to float your hands once again to your heart in a way that brings awareness to your heart space, and to allow to arise in your heart space perhaps one more thing for which you are grateful here this morning. And as you sit in witness of yourself in gratitude in your space, I'll take this opportunity to extend my sense of gratitude to you from this space. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your practice. I'm honored to be here, truly. And as always, in closing, I invite you to stay here in grateful witness for as long as you like. And more importantly, perhaps when you do finally rise, please, please take your gratitude and the echoes of your practice with you as you go through the remainder of your day, lifting yourself and all that you come into contact with. Have an amazing day.